What's going on, guys? I just wanted to make a quick little video here and basically talk about why I converted my bike to E85. Probably wasn't the smartest idea or the most economical, I should say, but you know what? I did it and I kind of like it and I kind of hate it at the same time. And here are the pros and cons of running E85 in one of these motors. Alright, problem number one, the smell. This bike smells so bad when it idles. It smells like old gas is being ran through an old car. It is definitely that carbon monoxide smell that you get at like a antique car show with cars from like the 30s. Ugh, it's awful. Problem two, getting the thing warmed up. Now, I have a monstrous jet in here. So, idling is kind of an issue, but my God, getting this thing to warm up is so hard. For the first, I don't know, 2 miles of riding it, I'm like revving it, and no, there's no like just letting it idle. It's all constantly revving it, you know, until about 2 miles of gentle riding, 1 mile of hard riding, and finally it'll just start to idle by itself until it's really, really, really warm. I don't know if you would consider this a pro or a con. For me, it's a pro. The smoke. For me, E85 smokes so much more than pump gas. And actually, we put stuff in my gas to make it smoke more. Like right now, I'm burning just like a capful of 4-stroke oil, and then like I believe 5 ounces of 2-stroke oil, and then of course the gas. But that's what makes this pretty color in my fuel line. Yeah, for me that's kind of cool and my jet is so big. When I floor it, I'm flooding the engine, and it's just like ba 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 ba, and it just puffs out smoke. But when I just barely let off, the engine goes like rear and takes off. So that's kind of cool. So if I don't like someone or the mosquitoes are biting, just floor it. It only does like 15 miles an hour, and it just putters and puffs out smoke like there's no tomorrow. So I don't know if that's a pro or a con. For me, it's a pro because it's kind of funny. Another con, it does not go fast until it is burning, melting hot. And it's kind of hard to get it there. I used to let it cool down. I don't do that anymore because it cools down too fast and then I can't go fast. So just leave it running. Don't shut it off until it's going to sit there for a while, because when it cools down, you're going to get past. And I know because me and Genius did a race and I lost because the engine wasn't hot enough. Because race bike. Alright, now to the pros. One of the pro is, if you think about it like this, it's much cheaper to buy E85, but in the long run, it does burn faster and all that stuff. So you're going to be buying it more, but I try not to think like that. And so yeah, that way of thinking makes me feel like I'm saving money even though I'm not. But it is kind of cool saying that it runs on the 85 and not 93 like I usually do. After having this set up for about 4 days now, I ride it every day, probably, I don't know, 15, 20 miles a day. I've gotten used to the smell. And at first I hated it. I was like, after the 5th ride, I was like, okay, we need to convert this back because this stinks so bad and I can't take it. Now I don't mind it. Here's another pro. For me, I've noticed a greater low end torque. When I'm off-roading on my street bike, you know, and it's like ba 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 ba, and I'm going down big ditches and coming up, I do notice that there's a little bit more torque in the lower end than what I had with the 110 or non-ethanol or 93. So yeah, that's pretty much why I kind of did it. You know, I thought it was a cool experiment. It is one that I may be keeping it. I don't know. It just depends on if it stays running for the next couple months. I'll probably keep it. Otherwise, I'll go back to the .68mm jet that I had before and just run that and pump gas. Do I have a? I think my gas tank might be leaking. Is that gas? That's not gas. Okay, genius. I know you're watching this video. We need to clean this carb out soon because I just turned my fuel on for a second and I saw all the crap from the tank float down into the carburetor. We need to clean the carb out and, you know, put a fuel filter on it.